It's been hot this summer.
Sure has. So we've come up with some money-saving tips for your electric bill, haven't we, Jacob?
Yes.
Yes, we have. So it's another video with Erica from Let's Talk Mortgage Pro and
Jacob.
Okay, so one of the things that you can do is replace your thermostat. We have one of these older thermostats right here behind Jacob's head. And this is just a standard, kind of what comes in all houses, but we're getting ready to put in an Ecobee, which happens to be one that is an energy efficient one. It's also programmable. So this is very important because this will help us save money, especially if we're away from the house and we forget to turn this bad boy up to like 80 while we're gone. So install yourself a programmable thermostat and that will help save you some money. Now, the other thing you can do is turn up your air conditioner, for example, at 78, which we don't really love it being at 78, but we
really hot.
Suck it up, buttercup, and we do it. And the reason why we put it to 78 during the day is because this can save you during an 8-hour period. It can save you about 10% of your electric bill, which is quite a lot due to air conditioning costs. So 7 to 10 degrees higher than where you would really like it to be will save you that amount of money if you just do this for 8 hours a day. So if you're not home a lot during the day, keep that bad boy up. I mean, even if you can get it up to 80, that's a good idea to save some cash. On to the next tip. Okay, here's another tip that Jacob has for us.
Make sure to check leaky drafts right there.
Yeah, that's a thing we need to work on. Our front door has two, and this is not good for our electric bill.
Yep.
Be sure to run these bad boys all the time, anytime you can. It saves you about 4 degrees on your air conditioner, not having to run it quite so cool. And
You run them everywhere you can,
Yep.
all the time, and counterclockwise in the summer and
Yes.
clockwise in the winter.
and it so makes a difference in your room. You will feel it. So be sure to check the direction your ceiling fans are running in. Okay, we're back to the air conditioner because we forgot a few things.
Yeah. So that's all dust up there. Change them every 1 to 2 months.
Especially during the summer, and especially if you live in a dusty climate or someplace, if you have a lot of dogs or animals in your house, it can get really dusty and gross. So be sure to change that filter out.
If you have the hot room in the house, which I do, it's not fun, consider adding a mini split to your room. It makes it so much cooler in the summer, and it actually, some can heat up your room too
That's right.
in the winter.
We haven't done this yet with Jacob's room. However, it's kind of in the budget to work on.
Yep.
And it is because unfortunately he has the hot room. Now, I've talked to a lot of air conditioning people of late about this because obviously we had it checked out and it was very frustrating. My last home had this exact same problem many years ago. And unfortunately, it's the way that air conditioning systems are designed when you're first building your home. So if you're getting ready to construct a new home, make sure that you have it really, really engineered well, because otherwise you end up with the...
Hot room. It's not fun.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Make sure to use your tower fan along with your ceiling fan all the time, and make sure to turn off your lights when you leave your room if you have them on because they generate heat. And also make sure to open your door sometimes during the day to help circulate air.
Okay, another tip is to have your air conditioning system serviced at least twice a year. This can really help make sure that your system is running efficiently and productively to save you the most amount of money. But also, if you have an older system, like a really older system, consider replacing it because they can be super inefficient and cost you a lot of money to operate.
Yeah. 30% of your heat or air conditioning is always lost through your windows, so make sure to shut your shades and your drapes.
During the summer months, one of the ways that you can save a lot of money and a lot of heat in your kitchen is by
Not using your
stove.
stove and oven.
See, that's how often Jacob cooks. He doesn't even remember what it's called. That's why we like to grill outside, because
Yes.
we keep the heat out there, not in here. The other thing is to not use your dryer or other major appliances besides the obvious air conditioner, because I'm sorry, I'm not turning that off during the day.
Thing I gotta add to that. If you have a dryer room, make sure to close that door that goes into the house.
That's a great tip. You know what else you can do? Turn the vent on.
Also turn the vent on.
That takes some of that heat out of the house. So there you go. So one of the other things that I like to do during the summer is I like to use a special appliance that doesn't heat up my kitchen. besides the obvious grilling outside.
The crock pot.
The crock pot. Not
It's a
only
game
that,
changer.
not only that, but it actually costs a lot less money than a stove or an oven does to run. So take advantage of it. The other thing that I do too is if I'm cooking inside and I do have the stove or the oven on, I turn on the vent in my microwave since that's above my stove, and that does take a little bit of the heat out of the kitchen too.
When things are not in use, make sure to always unplug them and keep them unplugged until you're ready to use them again. They waste a lot of electricity and generate heat.
Okay, so now if you have a room that's unused or not frequently used, like a spare bedroom or something like that, you see that vent up there, way up there in the dark? Well, that thing is closed. And the reason why it's closed is because this room does not get used that often. Notice that the ceiling fan is also off too. Why? Because we don't need to be running a ceiling fan when nobody is in here. The last thing we want to do on this particular room, you guessed it, we're gonna shut the door. Why are we gonna shut this door? Because nobody's in there. There's no reason to be having the air conditioning coming out from the hallway into the room where nobody is. Okay, here we are in the garage
The water heater.
in front of our water heater. What can we do to the water heater to save some money on our electricity bill?
Have a tankless water heater.
Well, that is one way for sure, but the other way is to modify the temperature so that it's not running so hot.
Yes.
Or you can do like Jacob does.
And take cold showers, which is also great for you. I've researched a lot on it. You should too.
It's pretty cool,
Yes.
especially when you're hot outside.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the last tips that I have to save money on your electricity bill any time of the year is to use solar landscape lights. I'm not a fan of using electricity on the outside of my home because I love landscape lights. But the cool thing about many of them today are they're very powerful LED solar powered lights. This happens to be the disc type that I can throw anywhere in my yard. I can light up things temporarily for the day. I can light up signs. I can light up my bushes, anything that I want to do for free because I'm using the sun's power. The next tip is to plant big leafy trees around your home, especially on the east and west side, because as you can tell, this bad boy shades a lot, and a lot of the heat comes into your home from direct sunlight. I really hope that some of these money-saving tips for your electric bill help you. Jacob and I had a lot of fun putting the list together as well as doing the video for you. So keep me in mind if you happen to need a mortgage or you need to refinance in the future when rates come down, like your electric bill will from watching this video. Thanks, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe.